Okay, spoiler alert, I will be talking about the new movie Alien Romulus in detail and what I think about it. Uh, okay, straight off the bat, I was pleasantly surprised. I thought this movie could have been a total train wreck of a disaster, but it's not that bad. It's not amazing, but I think in reality none of us expected it to be to recapture the magic of two of the greatest science fiction movies ever made, and Alien 3 is pretty good in my opinion. Uh, but it is a solid, respectable, uh, what's the word? In terms of theatre, narrative, and all that, a successful movie. And it remains to be seen if it'll be financially successful, but I suspect it will. Did it have problems, flaws? Absolutely. And some of the flaws, which I'll get into, I think are actually immutable, as in, it doesn't matter how good a director you are, you just can't fix them. I'll talk about that in a minute. So, I would give this movie a B minus, with flashes of B pluses and A minus moments throughout. Look at the movie, very nice, very polished. We know we're going to have great effects, great color palettes, great sets. The use of the aliens as well. They used. I don't think they were too heavy on CGI, but they used physical mechanics for most of it. I don't think the swarms of the charging facehuggers were real, but when they had to get it up close and personal, they had physical creature mechanics. So that sort of that covers it. The casting I thought was very good. I liked the fact that the cast actually has a chemistry. They all knew each other. They all liked each other or disliked each other. In some places, you could sense that there was a history, that they had a shorthand. I liked that they weren't, half of them weren't all plastic cardboard red shirts that were going to get killed in the first 20 minutes. I think the motivation was good, getting off the planet of indentured servitude. And I think the interesting thing is the lead girl. I can't remember her name, Kaylee, Haley, something or other. I'll call her the lead from now on. I'm terrible with names. She's only been on the block a while, hasn't she? She hasn't been for not a long while. She did the Civil War thing. She did a few relatively not obscure, but niche films, Priscilla and whatnot. So this is her first role, I think, as an action sci-fi lead heroine, and she pulled it off reasonably well. She's a competent, solid actress. The problem I think she had, not that she had it, but a problem that has emerged is that her performance almost got outstaged by the actor who played the android. He was shit hot. He was one of the best androids I've seen in a long time. He played the simple defunct android, then he gets the upgrade. His movements, he's almost like a mime in the way that he controlled his movements, and he gave the android a presence, a soul. And I think he almost stole the show. I don't think it was intentional, but there we go. So the lead actress, she's an interesting choice. I think the way Hollywood works is that they're developing actors along a program. I think it's quite a bold experiment to take that little lady and try and make her an action star. I don't think she's big enough. She's like 4 foot something tall compared to the other actors. So she's not a strapping presence. She's cerebral, she's intelligent, but I don't think she can pull that off in the traditional sense of an action heroine. The other thing which is interesting is that I think she's 25, 26. She's been playing cute girls that are younger than her. You really can't pull that off when you're in your 30s. And if you're 26, believe me, people, 30 is around the corner. So it's an interesting career move for her. I they left the movie kind of leaving it open for a sequel, obviously, but I don't think she can be turned into the action heroine goddess star that some people might push her for. But she does a solid job. So, what about the story? I read somewhere, some people say it's a carbon copy of Alien 4. There are similarities. It's interesting, we didn't see the big chap alive, that is. That's what they broke open that cocoon thing and got him out, and they obviously cloned something. I like the fact that the Romulus station was actually wrecked, and there was actually a story beforehand that there had been an alien infestation that we only see the aftermath of. I like the fact we didn't see the Queen. It's left open if there was one, buried somewhere in the hive. What else? I like the sort of prison planet theme, or the planet where your employers can unilaterally change your contract as and when it suits them. In my day, contract law was a bit different than that. So contract laws obviously changed between now and the 22nd century, but they're trying to break out of there to find pastures new, and you could argue that the company has betrayed them if they're going to just, relentlessly double the labour that is expected from them. So they're off to pastures new, and they try to sneak into the space station, the spaceship, whatever. My hyper-rational mind did have a bit of trouble with the idea of the debris field of the Nostromo being very dense, and the thing got vaporized by a hydrogen bomb explosion. It should be scattered over vast distances, over the a spherical area like 3 times the size of the solar system or something. But no, it's all cluttered up and all that sort of thing. I don't know, maybe it was travelling at faster than light speed when it blew up, so maybe the warp field contained the mass. Scientists will correct me. But I thought that was an inventive way of actually getting the creature. The first creature wasn't actually dead, or maybe he revived. Bringing back Ash, although he's not Ash, is he? He's Rook or Hook or something. It's interesting. I think he was more of an storytelling bot. Some things I didn't like were the very forced exposition to try and link it back to Prometheus. That I, like many people, think the whole Prometheus arc, the whole Prometheus spin-off was a total mistake. It's just the ancient aliens explanation for the xenomorphs just doesn't work. I know Alien Covenant desperately tried to salvage that notion, but it just it's rubbish, And part of the horror of the Alien, the original Alien movies, is that we had no idea what the xenomorphs were or where they were from or whatever. They were part of the sort of the cosmic horror and mystery of the galaxy, as was the space jockey. But no, it's they want the black goo stuff from it. What else? And some of the I wasn't even sure if these were jokes or not, but the really hammy, clunky references back to the earlier films, like "Get away from her, you bitch," or "This is the last survivor of the space tug Lucky Legs signing off," whatever the hell it was called. I mean, did they expect us fans to sort of roll around and have seizures on the floor in fits of ecstasy because they quoted a movie from 40 years ago or whatever? No. So that was a bit clumsy. What else? There's a very interesting theme about pro-life. Now, I don't particularly care what your politics are about this, but I thought it was going against the Hollywood liberal mold that the side plot of one of the characters being pregnant was actually shown in a positive light. When they're pleading for the android to open the door, they say, "Let her out, she's pregnant," implying that the baby has value, even though it hasn't gone through the bureaucratic checkpoint of being born. And that adds to the horror when the poor girl gets... They inject her with the serum or whatever, and then that goes straight to the baby and turns into the godless abomination that comes out of the egg that she lays. If you know what I'm talking about. And that's the... Because if the baby is nothing, then there's no horror in the loss of the baby. But that was an interesting... I mean, the final monster I thought was quite creative. Give him a human face. And we realise that the aim of the company is not to create a docile, pack mule, domesticated wolf of the alien, but to merge it with humanity. And they got just that. Yeah, so... And the action was very interesting. I mean, the action was quite intelligent as well. They didn't fall into the trap of turning the actress into this sort of strapping Supergirl. She didn't put a bandana on her head and rip off her clothes and start, so you motherfuckers, I'll kill you all. They didn't fall into that. She had a gun that helped to aim, for Christ's sake. Which I thought was a more intelligent way of doing it. She's a tough chick, but she's not special forces and all that jazz. So that was good. The whole floating acid thing, I thought was an interesting, creative bit of drama. I think if acid was really that strong, it would oxidize very, very quickly. But hey, it's just a movie. I like the fact that we saw the completion of the xenomorph life cycle to adulthood, that they actually cocoon and then quadruple in mass. Where they get the mass from, we don't know. But they get bigger and then they hatch out and then run rampant. I like the fact that the xenomorphs were sort of jungle snakes, just languishing close by and gradually creeped in closer to you, rather than just constantly scratching at the doors. I thought that was effective. What else happened? The budget. I was actually quite surprised about the budget of this movie. I looked it up on the Wikipedia, so I assume it's accurate. Probably isn't, but it's about 80 million. Now that's really, really interesting. Because if this movie was made 5 or 10 years ago, certainly before COVID, I think you could have easily got a budget of 120 odd million for this movie, easily. But that's a very optimistic yet cautious budget. And that tells me that maybe Hollywood is thinking, gee, maybe all these constant remakes, reboots, and never-ending sequels, maybe they don't work as well as they used to. So not a lot of chips were put down on the table. High risk, low investment, that type of thing. Because this is something I'm been thinking about, is that I think, and I'm sure other people thought this, that the concept of Alien, as laid down in the 1979 movie, is exhausted. It has a natural lifespan. First movie, where there's one. Second movie, where there's lots of them. Third movie, where... the director's cut of 3, I think, is a very good movie. It's a perfect closing of the original trilogy, in that everything breaks down. They got no weapons. They got nothing. Even Ripley breaks down. Literally, she throws herself into the molten lead. So, I think as a concept, no matter how good a concept is, it has a lifespan. And when you exceed this lifespan, it's garbage. And we know this. Ridley Scott tried 2 times to recapture the 1979 magic of Alien. And he failed. He failed for Covenant, because you had this lunatic idea of, let's make an Alien movie without the xenomorph. And, Prometheus. And then Covenant, which was a damn good attempt to try and salvage the nonsense of Prometheus. It's a good movie, but still, it didn't do the magic. Alien 4, I don't even recognise as an Alien movie. I think it's a joke movie. It's a cartoon movie. It's nonsense, When you have to bring the lead carrier back from the dead by genetic engineering, just shows you how desperate you are. Same with I classify along with the Alien versus Predator movies. You know, they're fun nonsense, but they're not part of the Alien universe canon. To me, anyway. So I think the Alien concept is dead as a dodo, and it's been dead since 1992 or whatever is when Alien 3 came out. It doesn't matter how good the concept is, it's not gonna work ever again. Alien 1 and 2 are too good. Too effing good. I mean, what are you gonna... I mean, you've only really got two variations of the Alien Xenomorph theme. One alien, or more than one alien. Well, what else are you going to do? Or no aliens, which is what Prometheus tried to do and failed. So, as you know, for a hopeless situation, Alien Romulus did well. I don't think it's classic cinema, but I think if its aim was to entertain, it succeeded. Will I watch it again? Probably. Yeah. Is there anything else I can talk about? I'll probably have to cut out this big gap because I'm going to be thinking for a while. Yeah, just minor quips. I mean, things like the gestation period when the characters got implanted happened a bit quick. Like 5 minutes or whatever. Just plot-driven necessities. But generally, I think I stick by my grading scheme of B-. Yeah. A damn good attempt at the impossible. Leave it at that.